Have you imagined creating a simple game in just one day? Today, AI tools that's already possible. And the result was
See you in the
this.
next video.
I'm not a professional developer. I am an English language student, but I know enough about programming to be able to create something, even though I don't work in the field. Using artificial intelligence, I took an idea from my mind and turned it into reality. And the result was this: a simple outcome, but for just a few hours to work. It was surprising. Learn English is becoming a necessity nowadays, and it's also getting easy. With the advancement of IT technology and the availability of content on the internet, learn English today is easy. That's it even was in the past. So, hello everyone, welcome. I am Felipe, an English language student at the Federal University. In this video, I will document the whole process of creating a game, creating an English word search game with the team cultures. So, this was an idea I had and decided to bring to life, just like I've done with other projects. But this time, I'll document in the entire process of creating this game, leaving, leaving it, leaving it here on my YouTube channel as a reminder and share, reminder and share it with the colleagues interested in IT technologies. So will be a special video for me, as it's my first video showing something I've done as a hobby in this field, and it's also my first video entirely in English, with me narrating. Well, after 2 years of studying English, it's about time I couldn't finally make a video speaking a foreign language. In this case, is English. So, let's get started. Using artificial intelligence and sublime text, I developed this idea since my current focus is improving my spoken English skills. I can't dedicate much time to studying programming languages to fully develop the idea. But since this is just a personal project with no commercial goals, I created the game using these tools to bring my project to life. I use two main tools: Gemini AI, artificial intelligence, Google artificial intelligence, and ChatGPT from OpenAI. While developing the code, I prefer to work more with Gemini AI, as it was more direct and precise for my needs. However, for some part, for some part of the project, I refined it and using ChatGPT, especially for adjustment. I opted to develop a practical solution, keeping the game simple with basic features, but with the possibility and possibility of addition new updates. I started the project, create the prompt. I I make a prompt to teach Gemini how I wanted the game to work and asked the AI to generate all the game code. Once each piece of code was ready, I just compiled and made it work. During the process, I realized that while AI is powerful for generating code, it still has limitations. Often the codes generated came with small defects or issues that required me to intervene. That's when I had to study the code, identify the flaws, and find solution on my own. And that's where my web development largely came in handy. I read the code whenever the AI couldn't solve the problem, did some research, and wondered whether I should keep certain functions or add new ones. For instance, the game had a new game button that reset the game, and I thought about it for a while but decided to remove it. I didn't think it was necessary. Little by little, the game started to take a shape. I created several codes with the AI, tested them without reading, reading much, tested them without reading much, only pausing to read the code when there was a defect. I implemented, I implemented three languages in this game: HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. For CSS3, I reused a website project I created focusing on teaching English, so I made the game match the same look as my site. Back to work. What was left to finish this app was to modify the page appearance to make it look nicer and organize the banner along with the lower part where the words should be displayed. Fortunately, I already had most of that ready. I took advantage of a style page I created for other projects to speed up this part. So I decided to focus on finalizing the app engineer, which is responsible for running the JavaScript code. During this process, I encountered various issues and challenges because the code generated by the AI still had some flaws. I needed to correct and adjust several parts to implement the functionalities I want and make the game work the way I envisioned. Since didn't since I didn't have much time to create something more sophisticated, I opted to keep the game very simple with few features and a basic structure. Actually, I took a while. The code produced by the AI still had some defects. I thought I sorry thought it worked well most of the time. But when the game's code became too complex, Jim I couldn't fix the problem anymore, and that when I started working more serious, I needed to read the code, understand it, find the problem, and solve it. In the final phase, I decided to focus on what I call the app's engineer, which is responsible for bringing the app to life. The JavaScript code at this point then changeless increased as the more complex the game's code became. The header it was for Gemini AI to fix the issues. That's when my manual work truly began. I had to perform detailed grading of the code to understand and fix the errors. I also implement new features into the game. This process took longer than I expected, but is recently I was able to solve the problems with the code. Thanks to the power of artificial intelligence, I was able to develop most of the projects in just one day. However, as the tools are not perfect yet, manual study and adjustment were necessary. In the end, I believe that the effort was worth it. And here is the final result with this appearance and responsiveness. The initial idea was to create just one game, but since my mind never stopped having ideas, I ended up creating two games, a word search and another game where the user has to uncomber words. I created both games in just a couple of hours, about 2 hours. By the way, it's already 2 a.m. while I'm reading this script. I'm leaving this game 7